what do I want to do? I want to do everything. I want to do Skinfull, I want to do editing, I want to do directing, but I have to decide. And this is where I'm at this point. It's been 4 years since I started this channel. It's been 3 years since I uploaded the last video. What has happened and why am I back? I'm here to tell you a little bit about my experiences over the last 3 years, what I've been doing, what I've been working on, what I'm doing right now. Yes, I've been trying to make a living. Literally that. If you've been here before on this channel, you know that I'm a director. I do video editing, creative work, audiovisual content. And my plan has always been to become a commercial director. I'm living in Medellin, Colombia, though I'm from Germany. I've been living here for almost 12 years now and working in the creative fields. Since pandemic, a lot of things have changed. I never really got fully into directing, never really made a full career out of it, although it had been my plan, my dream. But things didn't turn out and I'm the only one to blame, and the pandemic. Many of the decisions that I should have been taking a long time ago, I did not. I just went with the wind, just went with the flow. Whatever came in, I took it, and I've been very, very passive over the last years until I got to this point where I really needed to take some action because I lost all financial stability. It hurt my finances, it hurt my family, and I just needed to make some decisions. I started to look into brand strategy, into other creative fields, but mostly branding, marketing related fields, and found some jobs. So I've been in 2 companies where I've been doing more marketing related content work. From there, I went on to be working in a software company where I led the sales team. I learned a lot, but it just wasn't for me. Didn't work out as well as I thought, as I planned, as I hoped for, which brought me back to the same point zero, start over again. But as I had some experience in marketing, branding, and all that stuff, I thought of starting this creative agency and help small brands with marketing, with their identity, brand identity. I found my first client, and after one month of work, I was really happy with myself. When my wife came to me and just said, like, Thomas, I think you're not doing what you should be doing. And I was really upset because I was like, what? Finally I found something, finally I found clients, now I'm doing what I want to do, and now I have the freedom to be directing, to be doing strategic work. But then she threw some hard facts at me, and I don't want to go into details, but she was like, Thomas, remember what your friend, a friend of mine, told me. Editing, video editing. You know how to do it. There's potential. Just find clients and do video editing. And at first I was really against it. I don't even know why. But this idea of going back to video editing had been there for, I don't know, 3-4 years, but I just didn't want to do it. I don't know why. I just didn't want to do it. But at that point I was like, okay, this is not anymore about what I want to do. This is now about what I need to do because I've got some issues that I have to resolve. And another thing she told me, which really, really upset me more and made me feel really bad, was she told me, Thomas, I don't think you should be directing more commercials or anything. You should stop directing. And for me, that was like, no, that's not negotiable. I'm a director, that's what I love doing. But then this thought, it stayed there and I thought a lot about it. And I just had to look back at it, at this career that never really took off. I had to think and reflect on it, about why it never really took off, why it never really worked out. And then everything became so clear. The problem was me. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have goals. I didn't act according to any plan. And when you have no plan, no goals, you just go with the flow. You just drift apart. You have an opportunity here, you go there. You have an opportunity there, you go there. And there's no consistency. There's no consistent way. And when you're not consistent, you cannot build something, because you're gonna build something here, but the base will not be strong enough to purdue. Then you start building something here and there, and you only have so much time. And what we've been talking about is something I haven't mentioned before. We've been working for the last 2 years, and even more so, on a new project, which is skincare brand. As my wife is a skincare expert, she started her own practice. She's not a dermatologist, not to confuse with esthetician. I call her the skincare expert, and I'm like the creative guy, and we just joined forces. She worked on the formulas for 2 years with another expert, and I started to work on the image of the brand and all that stuff, the design work with another designer. I'm not a designer, I don't know much about design, but I did some creative direction there. I had a pretty clear idea of what we wanted for this brand. I will talk about that also, maybe I will show it here. And the brand will be called Skinfull. And we always planned to start Skinfull like a year ago. So all our plans always were focused on, let's make some money now, let's see how we can maintain ourselves until this new project starts, and then we're gonna focus fully on it. That was our plan for the last 2.5 years. And all the jobs that I've been doing in the meantime, all the work that I've been doing was really like, I'll do this in the meanwhile until the other thing really starts, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna direct their commercials, and I'm gonna do the creative work. But then there's this thing, you make plans, but in reality things turn out differently. We had like this timeline, and as even to my right side, you can't see it here, but there I can see like, I made this timeline a year ago, like a week and a year ago, and we wanted to launch by May of the last year. We're now in January of 2025, and our skincare brand hasn't launched yet. Why? Because of many factors. One of them being the communication with China, where we are gonna get our bottles and boxes from, hasn't been the best. It's been really hard to make that business, to close that business. But now we are getting the stuff soon, I think in 2 months. But as we had planned for that project to launch a year ago, I wasn't really focused on a real business, but just to get by, like to make a living day by day, month by month. I didn't want to commit on a long term, because I knew there's this new project, and I really, that's for me, it turned out to be like a baby, because in that I saw like all the fields that I love to do, all the creative things, all the strategic things, all the things that I wanted to do for other clients. Now that I saw this possibility to do it for myself, going back to January 2024, when my wife told me, Thomas, you shouldn't be doing directing work, you shouldn't be doing this and that, you should be doing video editing. And I thought about it, and then again there was this feeling, I don't want to commit, because if I'm now going to find new clients, then maybe after 6 months I'm gonna have to leave them go. And I'm a loyal person, I didn't like the idea of that, but I still needed the money, and I accepted. I said, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice my dream, which is directing, and I'm just going to go back to editing, but just give me some time, because I don't have a single client. So the first 3-4 months, my daily work was finding clients. I have to admit that all the years before, I've been committing the same mistake over and over and over again. Starting something and not bringing it to end. Why? Because I didn't have goals, because I didn't have commitment, because I didn't know what is that thing that I really want to do. And during the last year, I learned that I couldn't continue like that. No goals, no plan, no results, or only bad results. If you know where you're going, you can adjust your way. Like if you planned or in your mind this goal or the result that you want to achieve, you have like this North Star, you know where to look at. And now you can think, okay, if that's the point where I want to get this and that is, you make a plan. The plan might not be perfect, but that's the beauty of the plan. You start out and you see that you're drifting apart. Now, you know you're drifting apart. If you have no goal, if you have no plan, you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're gonna end up. But if you have a plan, you at least know, okay, I'm going here, but it's not getting closer to where I wanted to go. I have to adjust. And that's something I didn't have. I didn't have a plan. I didn't even know what I wanted. Now I knew what I wanted. But my reality didn't allow me to just pursue that dream. I started looking for clients, found some clients. I knew that it worked out because for me there's this formula. Consistency, quality, and time equals results. Maybe not always the exact result that you want, but I knew that if I'd put in the effort, if I'd put in a good work with the clients that I'd find, and if I'd give it time and pursue it consistently, it would bring results. And it did. That's what I learned. I mean, most people learn that when they were much younger, but I learned it the hard way, and now I pursued this for the whole last year. Also, the launch of the brand went from May to August, August to October, October to December, December to January, January to February. And right now we are thinking it's gonna be March or April latest, because now we know the products will come. So there's not the situation where we do not know when they will come. So now we have something to plan with. But now comes the new problem. My business grew and I started liking it. And I started out with the editing work, just thinking of this is just for a short time until the other stuff will start. But now I have a base of clients, I like what I'm doing, and not only that, I see a potential that I didn't see before. I see that there's potential to scale. I'm not going to get into details, but now I'm like, what do I want to do? I want to do everything. I want to do Skinfull, I want to do editing, I want to do directing, but I have to decide. And this is where I'm at this point, thinking about what's the best thing to do. Because not only that, yesterday one of my clients called me and she offered me, not really offered me, but she asked me if I could imagine working for her half-time. A year ago, I'd say yes immediately. And I did tell her that I'm interested, it depends on the details, but I'm not so sure anymore if that's what I needed to do. To make it simple, if I were to pursue like 100%, that's what I want to be doing, the skincare brand, there's nothing better for me right now than having a half-time job, knowing I get some base salary, do this and that, additionally, maybe one project, two projects, whatever I can take, and the rest of the time, flexibly and without pressure, work on Skinfull, on the skincare brand. But what do I do about the clients that I have now that also count on me? Also, what do I do with this potential that I see? I love doing it, but there's this other thing, and I have to decide, because if I decide on the editing work, I probably will not accept the half-time job. If I take the half-time job, I will have to let go some clients. So I'm in this situation. It's a good situation because now I have real opportunities and have to see what is the best, not only for me, but for my wife, for our family, for our financial stability, for the brand, for the company. Maybe I should focus on editing, make as much money, and pay some professionals so they can help us with marketing, content, and the management of the brand. I don't know. From that point of view, it's really cool, but I'm now in January and I have to make these decisions pretty soon, because I need to know where I'm heading. I need to know what I want to achieve. I need to know if I'm going on the right way or if I'm drifting apart. So that's what I'm going to work on, and I will let you know where this is heading. I will let you know about how I'm managing the business, the businesses, the projects. I will share my thoughts, my struggles, my experiences, and hope that you'll like it. I hope this might even motivate others. And I'm interested also in knowing what you guys think about all these things. Keep tuned in and thank you for your time. See you soon.